Then the governor will respond to both.
Governor, you have argued that there is a justification, such a legal justification. Can you pinpoint us, because under the County Government's Government Act, of course you have the power to appoint the chief officers after vetting by the County Public Service Board. Number two, Chair, Governor, have you ever sat with your officers with the Office of the Auditor General, especially during entry and exit and management meetings, so that you can appraise? And then, Governor, I'm curious. For example, you have a chief officer in charge of fisheries department. I don't think whether it is relevant in Isiolo. Are there fish and fisheries in Isiolo? Of course, is it relevant? I wish, and that is why we are talking about staff establishment. I'm just using a justification. I'm imagining a governor in Homa Bay will need a chief officer of fishery department, but Isiolo will need more of livestock production, because that is where you go. So, by the fact that you are being told reduce your chief officers to 18 chief officers, there was a reason to that effect. So my question is, why didn't you measure some of these departments to ensure efficiency? Because you could have done livestock production, fisheries, and blue economy or something like that, or climate change. I've seen, Chair, some of chief officers even are doing functions that belong to the national government. So I don't think it is efficient, Governor. So on those three questions, and finally, Governor, chief officers under the County Government's Act are the accounting officers. Who is doing the approvals and requisitions to control our budget? Because you say by March they are gone. So who will we hear as accounting officers as per the law? Thank you, Chair.
Governor?
Thank you, Chair. It is true the term of the previous chief officer's office expired in March, and we renewed 5 of them. Five of them are the ones who are holding those positions and acting for the officers which the other chief officers have not been reappointed or recruited. I want to confirm here, we are in the process of either reappointing the earlier one or recruiting new one. Chair, I can reduce my chief officers to 10. What I wanted to come out clear here, the County Government Act does not constrain me to 18 chief officers, as what the Senator of Isiolo was saying. The Act is very clear, and it is the law, and I was following the law.
No, I'm on record. I have never said anywhere here. Can you withdraw that? Because I didn't say that. That is the record of the auditors.
When you
order
the word liar,
Governor,
I will lie to the committee.
You are the liar. You are
Governor,
you are a pathological liar.
Governor,
Yeah.
Governor, you are getting out of order. You are getting out of order. I don't think you came to Nairobi for a shouting match. And we have been extremely patient. The chair has been extremely patient to allow us to have a conversation that can help the people of Isiolo. Let us not reduce it to a personal exchange. Whereas you say the law does not specify the number of chief officers, why is it that Isiolo has just 9 CCs while other counties have 10? Because it's specified in law, isn't it?
In the Constitution.
And
to have
it is
a third of the members of the County Assembly.
correct.
And we have obliged
just let me guide you. Because the same principle that has capped the number of CCs in proportion to the size of your assembly is the same principle that would apply even when it comes to chief officers. There is a principle, and even if it is not stated in black and white that you should have 10 chief officers, you know, one day you'll wake up and you'll have 100 chief officers. Is that effective utilization of public resources? It is our job that even if you did things in accordance with a gap in law, but we must ask whether it is effective. It sounds wrong for a county like Isiolo with 10 MCAs and 9 CECs to have 36 advisors and 31 chief officers. That is not effective use of public resources. And you see, you have not provided any evidence to confirm that you have complied with your own laws in Isiolo. You have not presented to us the staff establishment. You have not presented to us the schedule of the 32, whom you are saying are not advisors. So we cannot arrive at any other conclusion. In fact, it now gets me to the point of asking whether we should proceed if these two issues have been responded to in this manner. There could be one or two other issues, perhaps relating to projects, that we might want to have a preliminary conversation on, so that when you now do your substantive response, you are guided